Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center. And thank you for joining me up here on the elevated platform of living. I almost ran out of breath. I'm going to say that again. Thank you for joining me up here on the elevated platform of living, which gives us the vantage point of seeing things as they truly are, as we know them from our origin. Welcome to the world of magic and miracles. The title of today's broadcast, The Things You Truly Need Are Never Hidden. What does that exactly mean? I'm so looking forward to our new broadcasting platform of having a few of you joining me up here on screen to have a stimulating conversation. But for now, the word awareness comes into play when I share what this past week has held for us here in Santa Barbara. Moments of wonder, magic, and miracle. And also surprises. Yes. And it's very warm here today. Very warm and very beautiful. Do you recall my telling you about Eileen? I discovered her post on Facebook telling of her situation in the hospital when I had been planning to share her magnificent quote with you the very next day. She sent me her email as I requested, and I sent her the recording where she heard me gathering all your healing energies to be sent to her. I received a note from Eileen thanking me and saying, after only 4 days, I am home. I had a life-threatening disease. Thank you so much. The power of this family can accomplish anything. Now, late one afternoon, the FedEx truck backed up our long driveway and delivered a fabulous gift. This painting was done by our dear Lori, and I've got to share it with you right now because I love it. Now let's see, is this going to show? How do I do this? Ah, there it is. It's huge. It's beautiful. I asked her if she was thinking about the stargazer lilies that usually appear in our broadcasts. And she said, well, maybe. And then we had a good time because we both remember being little girls with our first Crayola box of 64 crayons. So much that we've shared, and what a wonderful connection, and what a wonderful token of Lori's love. So thank you so much. Yeah. Now, our latest, I can't say latest because we have a new subscriber today, but our next to latest subscriber, Carol, joined us, and I always send a welcome email to a new subscriber. And one of my favorite questions is, how did you discover Robert Young? And this is what she wrote. An amazing story, Barbara. I visited a friend in Wales and stayed in a room usually occupied by her lodger. The lodger had met the love of her life and was away for the week, so let me use her room. I jumped into bed, knocked the bookcase, and a small book squeezed out in the middle of two substantial Tesla books. Although I respect other people's privacy and usually leave their personal property untouched by my hands, I truly couldn't resist taking the book and having a peep because I love books. Now here comes the amazing story. So get ready. Now I'm reading her letter. I looked at the cover of Personal Supercomputer and recognized the man on the cover. This is what she saw. I'm sure we met at a nature reserve a few weeks earlier and talked together as the sun beamed down on us in the UK, not the USA. When my sandy toes had dried, I left a man happily looking out to sea, and we waved as I walked away. Sounds absurd. And if it is, it simply is. But that's how I happened across Robert Young. Thank you for your response. Sincerely, Carol. Whoops. Yeah. Now, when I asked Robert about that, he said, oh, that happens a lot. People all over the world have been telling me that I visited them. So I believe him. And this certainly happened. Okay. There are more stories like Carol's. Now, we have a brand new subscriber today, and I just welcomed her. And she lives only a few towns north of here. As a matter of fact, she lives where David lives in Solvang. So now I can't wait to see how she discovered Robert Young. It's wonderful. I know my story of how I discovered Robert Young. It was in the guise of taking a workshop in Australia. Something I never dreamt I would do, but I did. And that took me to the place where Robert was living. And a mutual friend invited both of us to dinner. And when I walked in, he said, hello. And I said, hello, because we've always known each other. As I feel that with so many of you right now. Now, one day I walked into the living room and there was a bird in a panic trying to get in through our wall-to-wall windows. And then I realized that he was frantically trying to get out. I called out to Robert. He asked me to get a towel, and he gently cradled this little bird and carried it outside and laid the bird, cradle and all, on the flat-topped hedge. After a few minutes, our little friend began to turn his head and started to move. We left him alone. After a while, Robert quietly told him, "You can fly now." And he did. What a thrill to touch life itself. And we both believe that he's come back to visit. Now, on Friday, David and Robert witnessed How do they know I'm going to talk about them? David and Robert witnessed two blue jays, a larger one and a baby bird. The mother swooped down from the tree to a low to the ground bird bath, took a drink, and dropped a bit of something on the ground nearby. The baby bird followed suit and then ate that bit left by the mother. I detail these stories for you because these are the things that feed our joy and wonder and the celebration of life living. Not unlike a fish tank. Yeah, these miracles that we witnessed would not have been seen and experienced so clearly if the water or the atmosphere we exist in was clouded by a thought-filled mind. The thing we truly need, the things we truly need are never hidden. That was fun. I couldn't wait to tell you about all those things that were happening to us. And we now get to the point where we expect them because we're ready. We're ready for the joy and ready for the miracles. Now, Robert said this in 2017. He said, if you are game enough to keep putting the magic into the gap, now what's the gap? That space between what you know as your physical being and where it interacts with the world or with other people or with anything around you. You'll keep enjoying a beauty that you cannot explain and a sparkle that keeps you alive. And there's the blue jay. And he just flew down to the bird bath. This is very enchanting here. And it's my joy to share it with you. Now take some time out of your busy life to actually live. The beauty of all this is that you're starting to access all the fields that not only give you well-being, but make you healthy without any formulas, without any specific foods, without any specific exercise. These are the things that actually work. And that is said emphatically quite often by Robert. Not too long ago, I came across this and I loved it so much that I posted it on, no, I didn't posted it, I posted on Facebook. And this is by Robert, and the response to it was amazing, which makes me feel that people are ready and waiting to hear the truth. And it goes like, the satisfaction in seeing yourself as the real being that you know is overwhelming. So we continue to go forward and look for new things, but in reality, we're looking for more aspects of ourself, more brilliance, not things to do, things to demonstrate. And the earthly things that we've been demonstrating don't really do anything for us. The things that do things for us are the sudden feelings of connection from a child, from an animal, from a friend, from someone you don't know. And the continuation of that happening is what keeps you in touch with yourself. And it's not at a higher level. It's at the real level that you know with all the standards that you brought with you, not that were set up here on earth. That's what we're always reminding each other. And when you hear people say, "Oh, I'm not from here," they're telling the truth. But it's so wonderful to reinforce and to recognize and to restate this and have it received. Yeah, very special. And the title of this is truly exciting. And it's called Hidden in the Realms. And this is from May 11th, 2016. Now, I'm going to remind you once more how the joy of preparing for these broadcasts is all mine, and I'm willing to share it with you. I go to youngsight.com, where I've uploaded all of Robert's writings. Many of them have been translated into Spanish, a few in Portuguese, and some in German. So I stick with the English, and I go to the search bar and I put in what I'm looking for. So I put the word hidden. And the title of this is Hidden in the Realms. By the way, you can do the same thing. And you can have the joy of discovery and put in any word that comes to you and see what Robert has to share with you. So this is Hidden in the Realms. The overall application of your skills in the physical world depends on your mastery of what you have hidden in the realms that you have not yet explored. This mastery can only be achieved by using what has never been considered before and knowing that you are the only one who can determine what that action may be. In many cases, there will be an initial need for leadership to point to what may or may not be applicable for the honing of these skills, but in the long run, it is the individual who has the unique key to unlock their own gifts that they are willing to share with the world. This is not a process of the mind. It is a process of conscious, open-eyed action that takes place in the physical world as a result of your conscious connection to other worlds and dimensions and your conscious decision to be in the world of your creator. This is the ultimate presentation of your own magic and miracles as you exercise the majestic being that is much bigger than that which is accepted in the physical world. The brilliance of your being on the stage of life is all that determines your achievement and your success in presenting what may be the most subtle art to the world. The history books are filled with people who have been recognized for their outstanding achievements, but there are hundreds of millions who have achieved the impossible almost every day of their lives and have never been honored by the recording of their history. The measurement of achievement is in the consistent feeling of joy and satisfaction that comes to every person at some time in their life and returns over and over again as they progress towards their advanced state of mastery of the special gifts that they have for the world and beyond. As a statement of fact can only be the only thing that comes to life when you summarize what happens in the world of magic and miracles. There are only positive results, and there are no reasons or possibilities. A miracle is a miracle, and it appears with all its amazing magic to display what has never been possible in the logical world of humanity. There is no question, and there is no reason. There are only unbelievable events and conditions that continue to take your breath and satisfy every sense without you demanding anything. Exposure to the constant and unbelievable flow of magic and miracles gradually overwrites the effects of history and allows you to operate at a level far beyond that expected by the human framework. There is no need to look for what is best for you because it continually comes your way and takes you to wherever you need to be and delivers exactly the right formula in every part of your life. As you accept the simplicity, the process becomes so natural that you cannot remember what is running it. The overall feeling of elation is all that you need, and the detail disappears in that feeling, just as it does when you dance with your lover. This is the magic of life that is available to everyone in the simplicity that has been presented to us by our Creator. I may be reading these words, but I am feeling them deeply. And sharing them with you is all I ever want to do. There is this treasury, and within each of you, there is a treasury. And that all we're here to do is to share all of this. Sometimes the world of logic is banging on a drum very loudly, but nonetheless, this is the constant beat and the constant flow that allows us to be living. And of course, Robert wraps it all up so beautifully when he says, The whole view from a universal standpoint is about infinite trust. It's about total trust in yourself, not in others, but in yourself, your majesty, and your ability to give. And in giving more than anybody can handle, there is no disruption to your field or theirs. And so the interaction with people is something of great honor, of great respect, with an intimate knowing from your Creator, an intimate knowing of yourself, of the world you're creating, and of the intention that we each have for the well-being of one another. I'm thinking of Carol right now, who's in the UK, and having had her experience with feeling that she's met Robert, and now she's hearing Robert's words. Yeah. I can go on and on forever. So all I have to do is, which is calling to me. And I think this one is really special. And comes from August 27th, 2013. We had just arrived the November before to Santa Barbara from Australia. So this was our first summer here in Santa Barbara. And he said, or rather I should say he wrote, on this occasion, we talk further on the subject of the unknown and how it can be used continually in your life without you even being aware of its action. If you decide to live beyond possibility and allow yourself to see, feel, and taste beyond any possibility, the unknown will become active in your life, and without revealing itself, it will bring into your life the perfection of the impossible. If you dance with spirit, you will see the unknown and have it continually appear in your life. The unknown is so exciting to humanity that it has no place being hidden from the human reality. As we talk, you will notice that everything is acceptable as long as we talk of the unknown or the unseen. If we attempt to be more specific, then it is likely that a barrier will be raised and we will get no further. To prevent any such action, we will talk about the joy and excitement of something special happening, either ahead of time or with such ease that it is almost unbelievable. The effect on your life is amazing, and the feelings that are aroused are never forgotten. The general feeling of the surprise and hidden knowing that this was possible but not likely catches the feeling of accepting the unknown as part of your life. Feel it, expect it, and know beyond a doubt that it is a major part of your life. Although something seems impossible, you can know beyond a doubt that it will happen or will be replaced by something more impossible that never made itself known until the final moment. In working with the unknown, you are more in line with nature and the physical world than you can imagine. You become an active part of nature in encouraging the magic to perform on a daily basis and bring to the individual that special interplay with the functions of the universe that bring delight into everyone's heart. The permanent installation of the unexpected in the reality of humanity has been tried many times, and now it is tied into the logic of personal development and circumstances, such that there is always some reason that can be stated to kill the actual function of the unknown and disconnect it from the unique elements of spirit where it belongs. The action of spirit is the true definition of the unknown. An acceptance of spirit in its true elevated state is acceptance of the unknown. Take this on in your life, and you will experience a joy that can never be explained and will never let you down, even if you have forgotten. I love that. Thank you, Robert. As I was reading that, I can't help but remember the first time I was truly aware of spirit. Only I didn't know to call it that. But I knew what was happening. When my 6-year-old little boy stood in the middle of the backyard, filled with trees and flowers, and he just stood still. And he was looking. And I knew he was connecting. He was contacting. He was being contacted. It was magical. And in my lifetime of being a therapist and helping parents and their children and all the problems, the one thing I pleaded with the parents was, when your child is being silent in a special way, please don't say, "What's the matter?" Honor that child. Because with all these words that I've read to you just now, children know this. They arrived from their origin complete with all the feelings and the knowings and the willingness for joy and giggles and laughter, because they're still in touch, very much in touch with their Creator. And then they're in the world. They're in the world with well-meaning parents, well-meaning teachers, and every contact is taking them a little bit further away from their origin. Now we call it programming. But to all of you on this call with me, we have let go of so much of that programming that you can hear these words and you could feel their meaning. And I will do this forever. Let's see, what do we have here? All right, this makes sense. You know, every time I read anything, I kept saying, "Oh, I can't leave that out. That's important," because Robert said, "The world has changed, and you have no need to continue with the effort you have delivered in the past. The relaxed nature that is part of your origin can now be delivered to the world in doses that are within the scope of every person. You are about to lead the way through a totally different medium than has been used in the past, and it will deliver itself into your field without notification. The ease with which you will proceed will be totally governed by this medium that has been prepared for you for this time. Simply move forward and allow the tides of time to carry you through your random path of destiny. There is no way that anything can go wrong, even though some of your expectations may be dashed upon the rocks along the way." Whoops, that way. There is so much. And then on top of that, being dashed against the rocks, I have to add, this is the time to rejoice your new beginning, where there are no failures and there are prosperous outcomes, no matter what action is taken. The progress in the world of magic and miracles is now seen clearly in the world, and the need to understand in the old way has diminished to the extent that freedom can actually be felt in the air. And freedom is felt in the air, and our dear friend David has written something magnificent called Running Free. I saw a 3-year-old boy chasing a butterfly in the park today. He ran and he ran as the butterfly darted left, then right, then up, and then down, dancing like the notes on a piano dance. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. The melody is not exactly the same. I had it this morning. Here we go. Want to sing it with me?
Da da da
Da da da da, da 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 da, da 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 da. Okay. All right, we're gonna get it. I had it on the piano before, but that's not what counts. And then the butterfly flew away from the sight of the little boy, and the music stopped. And just as the boy started to walk back towards his mother, the butterfly returned. Da 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 dum, da 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 dum, da 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 dum, da dum dum dum. And the little boy's face lit up again as he once again started chasing the butterfly and chasing the music of the new world, a string of notes that go up and down in major and minor keys, notes that make you forget you are in a limited dimension and lift you off the ground like Mary Poppins with a smile on your face that is so big and a feeling that makes everything and everyone except the dancing butterfly disappear. He could have just as well been playing with an imaginary friend, lost in the world of his origin, only to be found by this familiar friend who came to remind him of his magic, his freedom, his power, and his music. What a sight to behold! Da 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 dum, da 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 dum, da 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 dum. And as I stand in the presence of a butterfly, I am transported to that little boy in me and that I am transported to that little girl in me and that little boy in you. And as it dances on the invisible piano keys, I can hear the music of the world of magic and miracles. And I know that you can too. That is wonderful. I could see and feel the whole scene. And to preserve our children's delight. Yeah. Thank you, David. It's just so beautiful. And this is very, very appropriate today as my papers fly all over the place. David wrote this beautiful piece called I spoke to the wind today and it listened, and I thanked it and it thanked me. I spoke to the anxiousness in the air and it calmed down, and I thanked it and it thanked me. I spoke to the peace in the air and it listened, and I thanked it and it thanked me. And I spoke to the magic in the air and it listened, and I thanked it and it thanked me. I watched the power lines move in the wind, and the vibration that was created was like that of a bass guitar, each string being plucked to create a unique sound and a special feeling for those who are able to hear and feel it. Speak to everything in and out of your world, for you have the power to change it all with a word from your mouth or from a movement of your hands. These are the miracles that we are able to perform, and they will become as natural to us as breathing. As you grow more and more aware of who you are and the power you have to impact everything that you see, your presence alone changes the fields of everything that you have come in contact with, bringing harmony where there was no harmony, bringing peace where there was no peace, and bringing joy where there was no joy. Those characteristics that exist in you overcome all that is lacking in the field of others and allows their field to return to its perfect balance. There is nothing for you to do, for the presence of your being and the essence of your magnificence exists wherever you are, as long as you remember that that is who you are. Now go and speak to the sun, speak to the rain, and speak to the universe, and they will listen, and you will thank them, and they will thank you, and you will share your brilliant gifts that you brought from your origin and from your world of magic and miracles. Yes, magnificent. And this next one couldn't be more perfect. And it's called Butterfly. Follow your spirit as it flows through all space and time, smiling with the movements and colors of the most beautiful butterfly ever created, fluttering over all the flowers of your life, landing wherever and whenever it pleases, having no sense of time or reason, rhyme or reason, but always freely choosing what is perfect, its beauty and lightness, bringing a smile to your heart and a smile to your face. Imagine a child in a field of wild flowers as its spirit appears, moving from one flower to the next as they giggle at the magical movement. The child follows closely behind in an attempt to catch this fluttering gift, stumbling and laughing as they are innocently led to where they are to be. And as the butterfly flies out of their view, they look around and see that they have moved to a new place, and they don't really understand how they got there. It's happening right now as I read these words to you. The butterfly, your spirit, is taking you somewhere new, and you are laughing and giggling as you chase it through the field of wild flowers. Know that this is always happening, no matter where you are. The butterfly flies through the densest forest, the same as it flies through a city filled with skyscrapers and brick buildings. Never forget that your spirit is leading you to your next destination. Its wings always embracing you in its knowing of who you are, smiling as it takes you to your next experience, doing your bidding because it is you, knowing that no matter what the outcome of your experience, there will always be more because you are a vibration and an energy that has no beginning and that has no end. So, are you ready? Are you ready to go? Then here we go. Out into the fields of wildflowers. Follow me there as I dance my incredible dance of my joy with you. You are my friend, and I will lead you to where you want to go with a randomness that can't be explained, but that can only be felt. Think of me always and watch for me to show up in the most unusual places. I love you. I have led you to your beloved partner. I've led you to your voice. I've led you to your music. And I've led you to your joy. But most importantly, I've led you to you. For you are more than these things. You are even beyond the sum of all of them combined. Do not fear, for you are never alone, and I will never forsake you. I will continue to flutter into your view to remind you of your magnificence throughout all time and space. Are you ready? Then here we go. I have loved this time together with you. Thank you for being here with me. And until next time, we here at the Advancement Center are wishing you perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you.